welcome to Scrappin with Sheri. I know Creative Memories virtual crop for February is coming up soon, but to have some filler time between the last crop and this one, I decided I had to revisit this sketch from the January virtual crop. You know, I had a problem with this and got lots of good tips from some of you, so I decided we would do a very quick revisit for today. So if you haven't done this sketch already, today's your day to try to do it right. And even some of my own personal croppers, friends that crop in person with me, have texted me and said, hey, I watched your video, I got this done, but you know what, we all did it wrong to begin with. So thanks to those of you who gave me some helpful hints on this particular sketch. So let me show you what I'm going to be using. I have pulled out this Celebrations paper pack. This is an advisor exclusive, so if you are an advisor, it is in that section on your ordering form, the advisor exclusives. If you're not an advisor and you don't have an advisor, there are two things you can do to get this paper. You can contact an advisor. If you don't know one, you're welcome to contact me using my email at tilleyps@gmail.com. and we'll work out something to get that to you. This paper pack is not very expensive. It's like a $5 pack, and I have a few of these left. There are also some embellishments, so I'll go over that with you if you contact me by email. Or you can become an advisor. I welcome new advisors to join my team. Most of the people who are on my team currently have joined because they want to get that little rebate. So the way that works is you pay $49 to sign up. You get a $50 product credit right off the bat to use on an order. So that's a lot of fun. You get a free gift for signing up, and then you start out earning a 10% rebate on every order you place. Of course, the more orders you place, the more rebate you earn. So it's probably a win-win for a lot of you who order a lot of things. So if you're interested in joining my team, just send me an email about that and I'll send you the link to get you started on that. It's really quick, really easy, and then I'm here to help you along the way. So, commercials done. Celebrations paper pack is an advisor exclusive, and you have ways to get that. So, I'm using this black out of that Celebrations pack, but I've already used some of the other colors, and this one is very much party, birthday, balloon, celebration theme. Hence the name Celebrations. So I pulled this teal color, and this is actually from Positive Vibes. This is a paper pack Creative Memories had a long time ago, and then they brought it back in December. And I do like this side of it a whole lot, but I want to use this teal today to match what we've got going on with this black with the little stars all in it. And when you see my pictures, you'll understand where I'm going with this. Now, my plan is to make this one angled up this way. So it will be backwards from the last one. It won't be exactly the same. So let's see how it goes. So I'm pulling out my 12-inch trimmer. And the first thing it tells us is that we are going to need a 4-inch strip. And that 4-inch strip is going to be this. And then hopefully we're going to use our leftover to make that. But let's see how it plays out. So I'm just cutting a 4-inch. I put my paper on the 4-inch cutting line. And then we need to cut this from corner to corner to get our angle that we're going. No, we don't need to cut it corner to corner. We need to cut it corner to 2 inches. See, I almost messed it up again, y'all. I need you right here yelling in my ear telling me what to do. So we need this to be at the 2-inch mark. And I'm just marking this real quickly with my 0 centering ruler. You could even mark it on here. You could lay your paper on your cutting line and go to your 2-inch mark and mark it that way. And I want my angle to go up this time. So I'm putting the corner right down here on the bottom cutting line on the mat. And I'm putting that dot I made on my cutting line there. And then we pray real hard that everything works out right. Now, what I did before was cut another strip for the other side, and that was just not necessary because this is non-directional paper, and all I had to do was flip that little piece over and have my opposite side. Thank you to those of you who let me know that I did it wrong. I mean, I don't say that facetiously. I appreciate it. And then I'm going to do 2 more straight strips for the bottom at 1 3/4. All right. Now, I love this black with this teal background. I just like the high contrast here. I think that's really pretty. And we're through with that piece of paper. There's still some of that left over, so you could always use it for mats or something else down the road. But man, was that not so much easier than I did it the first time. I know some of you are at home clapping for me because you were so proud that I got that done right. Even though I tried to mess it up twice. All right, let's pull out our tape and tape these down. You can see the pretty balloons on the back of this, but that's not what I needed for this particular layout. And if you're real picky about the corners of your paper laying down, you don't put page protectors on right away or whatever, you might want to use the repositionable on the very edge of that because that's a tiny little edge. Man, y'all, I wish I had figured that out first go around. It would have saved me a lot of time and energy. But hey, I really like this layout anyway, so I probably would have done it again. This is probably one of the quicker layouts that Creative Memories has come out with recently, and I'm all about these quick, simple pages that have a lot of bang for your buck. Okay, so we've got that. I did angle it a different way, and you can see my angles don't exactly line up here because of where I cut. We're about to fix that. If you look back at your sketch, you've got a border that goes along that angle and then a border that goes along the bottom. Well, I cheated on the bottom borders, and I just did straight ones, and you'll see why in just a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and add those straight borders on. I used this really pale yellow because it brought out the yellow that's in those stars on here. And I just thought that was really pretty. I'm not a yellow person at all. Yellow is never a color I would choose, but with this paper, it's really, really pretty. And you can tell my borders are just a little off. That's just because I don't always cut straight. So what I'm going to do is match up the top of this so that that yellow is straight. When I said borders, I meant these 2 black ones were not exactly even. But I'll match up those yellows and make sure those are straight because that's what's going to catch your eye. And that looks good. So for our top border, I went ahead and punched, and I used the Moon and Stars Chain Border Maker cartridge. This is an oldie but a goodie, and I did it in yellow as well. Now, if you watch the first video, you're going to know that I need extra of this border because when you angle it, it doesn't quite go end to end as well. So I did cut 3 of these, and I've already pre-cut that. And I'm going to use my repositionable tape to get these on here so I don't end up with tape all over everything. So let's just stick these down. And when I go up this, I am trying to make sure that the straight part of these stars right here is on my seam. And it doesn't really matter how you do that, but visually for me, that just seems to work, and it gives me some kind of guide. And you can tell here, I'm going to have a little edge piece that I'm going to have to fill in. I did go off the edge a little bit here because I wanted to be sure that it's covered. And then let's go ahead and stick this one down. And then we'll do our little bit of filler. I probably should have skidded that over so my filler's not out on the edge, but I think it'll be okay. And I'm looking, you know, my blacks were not exactly even, but we're going to be all right there too. So for my filler, I'm just going to cut off about right here. I do like to cut off at an angle when I'm covering something up so you don't get a stark straight line where you filled it in. And you can't tell that's ever been filled up. And then let's look at this one over. That's going to be this one right here. We really only needed a touch of that. I mean, hardly any, because it's going off the page top and side anyway. And then all I have to do is go back and snip the top of that off with my scissors. And we got all our borders done. Now the pictures that I'm going to be using on this are not going to need any explanation. As soon as you see them, you'll know where I'm headed with this. But let's go back and look at our sketch. Our sketch showed a small picture and then 2 verticals with 2 horizontals over here in the bigger area. Well, I had a little problem with that because sonogram pictures don't typically come vertical. They are typically very horizontal. So I decided for this that I would print them all horizontally, but I made a couple of them to be a smaller size. I did the little 4x4 size so I could add those into the center. And then here I'm just going to put another one of these. Now I'm probably going to go up and down this way. I didn't need tons of pictures on this page, although there were a few more. They're not, you know, the greatest pictures, but they are our new grandson who is coming in June. And I can do a little bit of journaling about that here. I can probably even, I'm thinking I can pull one more picture as a 4x4 and put it here and then do my journaling here. So that's probably where I'll go with this. Now, as far as embellishments, I don't feel the need to embellish this. I love the fact that the black sonogram and this black, it just ties everything together. I think it's pretty. I think it's very simple, but a very classic look. So that's the sketch from the January virtual crop. Stay tuned, because as soon as the February virtual crop happens, I will be starting those sketches for you to get some of those up too. So until I see you next time, happy scrapping.